Oh, it says I'm live. Is this working? I've never done this with the laptop before. Apparently, I can mute myself. Let me just check and see how bad this is. I've never done this with the laptop before. But there's like next to no lag. Look at where we are. We're with the car. Hey, everyone. Electric Boogaloo. Ooh, it's kind of cold out. Which car is that? This is the E46 M3. If we can get the lighting. There we go. Check it out. Live streaming with the car. The one and only Black Pearl. So, yeah. I haven't done a Q&A in a while. The last one, I don't know if it was really a massive success. I'm hoping this time we'll do better. But I made posts in the community section just to get started, and I made posts on Instagram as well. I will answer the questions you guys asked me on Instagram first. For those of you that don't know, I do have an account for the M3. That's backwards. Never mind. It's called Black Pearl M3 GTR on Instagram. Let's see. What clever questions you guys asked me. Will I make more racing game videos on the channel? That's kind of the main content I do right now. But yes, that question was asked by Fanindra_86. Did I get any message questions? Ryan Rizky asked me a question. So he asked me, and this is a good question to answer, why is it that I cannot go for the 2001 American Le Mans Series body kit? He sent the picture here. We all know this body kit. We love this body kit. He's asking, why can't I go with that body kit? Well, for one, it's 70 grand and it's carbon fiber and very complicated. And two, I thought it would be cool to go with the kind of PTG modified. So the fenders will still be the same as the GTR kit. The hood will still be the same. The wing will still be the same, and the side skirts and all that will still be the same. The bumper will just be different and a little more aerodynamic. It's just cheaper to go with that. But that's the answer to your question, Ryan Rizky. I'm not getting the genuine GTR body kit now because it's just too expensive. Maybe one day down the line I can get a genuine GTR front bumper. I know I have the option to do that, but I'm going to do that with the wing first. But thank you for the question. We got some questions, I think, on here. All right, what made me get into cars? I think basically the Fast and the Furious. When I was very, very young, like not long after, like in 2002, when I was like 4 or 5 or something like that, the Fast and the Furious, the first film was on DVD, and my parents decided to get it and show it to me, and I loved it. And they could tell I loved it, and it just became like my main source of happiness ever since. And to the point that at that same age, I had a little Matchbox Mitsubishi Eclipse and a Matchbox size model of the Heist Civics and a truck with Rogers on the side, and I would play with that all day long. That was my main source of entertainment. If you could, would you forge BBS RE595 wheels with materials built for roads? I'd have to do a center lock conversion, but it would be something I'd consider. It'd be very BBS would. I don't think BBS would do that, but it'd be very expensive. Plans with other cars. Zavo October 982 asked that question. I'll get to the questions you guys are asking in the chat here in a second. For those of you that are joining, we are in the garage. As you can see, we're right next to the car. Thank you for the question, Ziva October. Thank you for the question, The Gaming Joker. Up next, we've got DNNS.B_S. Plans with other cars. I have lots. I don't know how many are going to be possible. I don't know how many are going to become illegal in the next 10 years. But I have been kind of struggling to justify buying a genuine R34 GTR when the actual chassis differences between the R34 GTR and the R34 GTT seem very small. The rigidity and structural integrity are still kind of the same. You do have to make some modifications to the ER34 non-GTR chassis to run the GTR transmission. But other than that, most of it's the same. You just put the GTR OEM panels and all that on, and it looks exactly the same. And it doesn't cost you like $130,000. So I'm kind of considering going the GTT route and having that be like a cool zero to hero project car, either with an RB26 or an RB30. Have it be able to go from rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive. Probably use an R32 drivetrain, which might mean going 5-speed for a while, but then we could go sequential when we can afford it. I know PPG kits are kind of expensive. All kinds of cool stuff. Other than that, not really. Those are I'm mainly trying to not get excited about anything else because we've got the M3 right here. And so we're going to do that first. Now you guys ask me questions in the community section. So let's go. I don't know why the community section is so screwy. Like, all of my posts have been jumbled and are no longer in sequential order. So it's a little odd. Ask questions. All right. What would I do? Matthew asks. Matthew Featherstone asks, what would you do if you were suddenly transmuted into an almond nut, but still had full sentience? Well, I think that would just be a Pickle Rick moment. I'd just be saying, I'm an almond nut, constantly. What's your favorite M3 generation? And how did you feel when BMW said, enough's enough, no more two-door convertible M3, want those, go buy the M4? Well, I don't mind the M4, but I miss the M3 being the coupe. But if you want to know what my favorite generation is, it's right here. Right here, right next to me. Definitely the best. However, I do like the engine in the E92 M3. Pickle Rick. That's funny. Thank you for the question, Matthew Featherstone. And thank you for the question, Neon, who might be in the chat. Hey, Neon. Super Pro H2O asks, why do I love the E46 M3 so much? I have no idea. The first thing that caught my attention, because I first saw it in Need for Speed Most Wanted, is the looks. Mainly the look from the back, because obviously that's what you see when you're playing the game. But I don't know, something about the wide body kit of the M3 GTR. Obviously, the sound in the game was fictional, but that still got my attention. Something about the styling and the fact that I had never really been exposed to BMWs or a whole lot of other European sports cars before. So it was new, and I liked it a lot, to the point that it replaced the R34 GTR as my number one dream car, which turned out to be very lucky because this is now very affordable compared to any R34 at all. So yeah, it's I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. Next, we have Dive Colosio, who says, if you had an overall chance, would you own an R32 GTR that was an X-Team Midnight member? I don't know. R32 GTR. I like the R32 GTR. There aren't many places, many points where I'd say no to having one, to be perfectly honest. Drift King 101 asks, ever have thoughts about the R32, R33, and R34's weak point, which is the stubborn understeer? Now, I didn't really know that the R34 and all the other cars struggle with understeer. I kind of figured just, I don't know, how do you beat understeer? Do you just make the car lighter, add downforce, and hope it handles better? I'm not sure. If you have a chance to get a racing engine that was not available or sold to the public, what racing I like this question. Steven Rivera. If you have the chance to get a racing engine that was not available or sold to the public, what racing engine would it be, and on what car will you install it? There's two engines. There's two engines that I'm considering. The obvious one is the P60B40, and I would put it in this car right next to me. This is tricky though, tough. I tried to say tricky and tough at the same time. But another engine I'd be interested in trying to put in this car, this E46 M3, is the S70/2. I think there's also an S70/3. It's the engine used in the McLaren F1 and the McLaren F1 GTR. It's like it's a 6.3 liter V12. It sounds absolutely insane. It makes 670 horsepower, and having that in this car would be wild, absolutely wild. Like, we would have to call this car not the M3 GTR, but like the M3 LMR, like some of those other cars that they put the F1 V12 into. What did you say? The one, hold on. The one used in the C6R. The C6R had the LS7R in it, I believe. Not massively different than the normal LS7. There are some things about the BMW M3. Wait, hold on. Fred League. If you use the Rogue Engineering M3 GTR replica wheels, I don't think the size will perfectly fit with the 2M AutoWork wide body. What wheels will you use in that wide body? That kind of depends on what we need to do to make those wheels look good with the wide body. If they turn out not to work out, we could use BBS E88s. That's the easy way to go. And just have those be black. It'll still look great. Not a huge deal. Will I do a roll cage in the car? Not right away, but eventually we will strip the car down entirely, and we will do a welded roll cage system, and that will be when we'll do a genuine factory spec M3 GTR side exhaust. Right now, we're just making do with what we can do. Midisif Khan says, there are some things about the BMW M3 GTR that I know and can't tell us, which is true. Please let us know at least what kind of secrets they are. I don't know how to. Let me see if I can think of 3 examples. This is tricky. I don't want to get into trouble. Okay, so a couple things I've seen on the BMW M3 GTR that you guys are not allowed to see. I know what the M3 GTR standalone engine management system looks like. I've seen it. I know what it says on it and where it's located in the car. I'm aware of the fact that PTG made modifications to the M3 GTRs, their V8 cars, during one race. I won't say what modifications they made, but it interfered with BMW's ability to monitor the cars. It allowed them to make the cars faster, and so they were faster than the Schnitzer cars. And BMW was not very happy about that and told them to revert back to the original spec. What else can I share? I have the part numbers for a few M3 GTR parts, such as the genuine GTR hood, which I plan on ordering anyways. And I also have access to the genuine GTR wing. What else can I share? Oh, and the M3 GTR street car has door sills that don't just say M3, because on mine they say M3. Is this unlocked? No. In the door sills of the E46 M3, it'll just say M3, but in the GTR street car, it says M3 GTR. BMW will not sell you those door sills unless if you own that car, which is very unlikely because only 3 exist now. Only 7 were made, and only 3 are left. The rest were crushed. BMW has all of them. They've accepted offers north of. They've rejected offers, I should say. They said no to offers north of like 15 million for those cars. So the likelihood of me or anyone else owning those cars is very small. I know for a fact that, I know what the part number is for those door sills, and I know that doesn't matter. Can't have them. I have the part numbers for a couple other parts as well. They're cool. That I am getting installed on this car. I can actually order the pedals for the from the M3 GTRs. They're made of carbon fiber, and I could put them in this car if I so wanted to. What if BMW made a body kit of the M3 GTR available? BMW would make it $80,000, which is what it is. If I wanted the genuine GTR carbon package, it would be $80,000, $70,000. Anyways, that was a good question. Made me think. Clay Shotter, I wonder what Too Fast and Furious would have been like if the Evo 7 and the R34 swapped roles for the movie. I think it would have been better. It would have made more sense. Would it have made the movie any different? I think so. I mean, the R34 ended up being iconic anyways, but I think it would have been even cooler. Would both cars still yeah, they still would have been very famous. There was no changing how famous those cars were going to be. And then Matthew Comenzuli asks me, will I do an R-Tune and S-Tune video? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. And then last questions on the community section before I turn on the live on Instagram. And I will start answering your questions in the chat here. What is your favorite car from Too Fast, Too Furious? Besides the fact that no one in their right mind can choose anything but the R34. Dom's RX-7 is a good one. I like that car. Leon's R33. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think it's between Dom's RX-7 and Leon's R33. I think those are good ones. Thank you, Bliffy77, for that question. Do you think it was a good idea for Criterion to take over the Need for Speed series? I can't really say. I'm not filled with enthusiasm, but maybe they won't be terrible this time. Thank you, GT Revs. Drift King 101, another question. Ever thoughts about the RB26's oil pump failure? No, not really. I don't have first-hand experience working on those engines. Dive Colosio asks another question from him. I don't know. Have you been catching up to GTA Super GT series in prior years. I have not. Your favorite BMW engine all time from Neon is the S65 B40. For me, it's between the S65 B44 or the S72. Hello. Liam Maxfield asks, would I ever buy an Aussie muscle car like a Commodore with an LS and have some fun with that? Probably not, but it sounds neat. Thoughts about the E36 M3 GTR? Great looking car. Did you hear about the GTR 50? I did. The latest, but only the prototype. It's not come out yet. It's like the 400Z. It's not a GTR 30. It's just the GTR 50 is a special edition of the R35. It's not. I don't see what the point of it is. And then Farad asks, since one of the R34 GTRs is legitimate, how about a Millennium Jade GTR for show display for driving in the USA? Now that's the dream, but I don't have the money. But a Millennium, like an M-Spec NER, would be that'd be very cool. All right, I'm gonna turn on the Instagram Live, and I can start doing this. I'll add a title, I guess. QNA. I've never done live on. Okay, let me scroll to the top here. All right, let's see. What would be the ideal first car, an E46 330i or 328i E36? I wanted, for the longest time, an E46 330ci as my first car, but then we went with the WRX, as we all know. How do I go live? Oh, no. I don't want to have a filter on my face. Jeez. The E46 330ci would be one I'd recommend. I don't know how much those go for where you're located, but they're not super expensive. Millennium GTR R34 is legal. Is that car show on display? Not the specific color, but the M-Spec NER is. You just have to find a Millennium Jade M-Spec NER. And that can be show on display. How do I turn this live on? What am I doing? I added the title Q&A. How do you live stream on Instagram? I actually don't know. Okay, I'm not sure. Do you have a Ferrari FSX? If so, what color is it? I don't think so. I assume you're referring to Need for Speed Heat. Why can't we get the prototype M3 GTR engine? They just don't want to give it to us. There might be secrets in there they don't want to share with us. There's materials used on the headers that I know that they don't want to share with anyone, even people that they've hired to work on the car. There's a whole bunch of things they just don't want to tell us about that car. And owning the engine would be one way for us to find out a lot of stuff about that engine and what they did with it. You want to test a mod for Carbon? Maybe, yeah, that could be fun. I haven't played Carbon in a while. Can you tell some secrets of the M3 GTR? The car's weak point is understeer from it being front heavy. V12 swap BMW M3 is crazier than the V12. Well, anything where you have a McLaren F1 engine in it is going to be crazier than most things you see on the internet. If you ever find an R34 GTR, will you buy it even if it has some minor rust issues? Depends on how cheap it is. If it's 50 grand, maybe. If it's not interested. I'm not spending 90 grand for a rust bucket. Ever thoughts of buying an A86 as a daily driver? Not really. Also, the exhaust coming out the sides through the car floor. Will I get the GTR kit? Sort of, maybe. Not genuine because we won't have the GTR engine. How much cars do you think will sell? The M3 GTR race cars are probably in the same price bracket as the street cars. Granted, not all of them are in BMW's possession, whether it's the chassis or the complete cars. They have chassis 001, which they're never going to sell because that's in their museum. Anything else? It kind of depends. Will I drive my car while streaming? No, I don't have a connection for that. I have some. BMW is bringing the M3 CSL back, but it won't be called M3, instead M4. Is that true? Like a BMW M4 CSL? I can Google. M4 CSL. That'd be cool. The BMW M4 CSL, or news report alleges BMW will introduce an M4 CSL as early as next year as a limited run special edition. Well, that could be neat. Anyways, have you planned on getting Skyline GTS? Maybe an R34 GTT. How come all the coolest cars in racing games are the ones that we usually can't drive for a while? M3 GTR. It's to make us like them even more. If we just make them all super attainable and it doesn't feel as special. Which one is better? Why M3 GTR or C6R? M3 GTR all the way. High revving, naturally aspirated flat plane crank V8 and all the other stuff that goes with it. I also think it looks better. Are you gonna put a turbo on my BMW? I don't know. Probably not with his engine. Probably with the V8. We'll probably put 2 turbos on the car and see what power we can make with that. The goal would be like 700 to 800 wheel horsepower. Will the R34 be cheap if the Dodge Neon was used in Too Fast and Furious rather than R34? I think it still would have become expensive. Maybe not this expensive, but eventually it would have. The McLaren F1 became a multi-million-dollar car without the help of video games and movies, in my opinion. Will I buy BBS wheels for the M3? Potentially. Not the genuine GTR ones, because those are out of my price range. Car type explained on A86. I assume that's an initial D thing. I know nothing about that show. Any thoughts on the Mercedes Sterling Moss? I don't know much about it mechanically, but it's a neat looking car because that's the open top car that looks a lot like an SLR Mercedes, but it doesn't have a roof. And I think it has 2 seats, or it might just have 1. You know, since 2014, M3 is back to inline 6. Were you fine with it, or wish it kept the V8? I personally wish it kept the V8. I think if the new M4 had the same engine as the M8 or the M5, it would be a very cool car, especially with the 6-speed. Don't get me wrong, the inline 6, the S55 and the S58 are both great engines, extremely good engines, but they're just not my thing. Nissan or Toyota? Nissan, unless if we're talking modern cars, I guess. And it's still kind of Nissan. Do you like the Jaguar F-Type SVR? I do like the F-Type. F-Type is cool. F-Type is cool, cool, cool. Oh, you guys want to see one of the parts that I ordered? So this is actually the first part to arrive for the GTR project. This is the section one piece from Rogue Engineering. No resonators, no mufflers, no nothing. We're going to really accentuate the rasp of this car and make it sound like a race car. Oh, man. You remember this? This is from the WRX. This is the broken piece of titanium that where the welds broke here. See that? Where the welds broke? So I've had this spare piece for a while. Oh man. I do want another tuner car at some point. I just don't know what tuner car I want apart from the R34. Do you find it unusual to see a left-hand drive R32 to R34 GTR? Yeah, especially here. That's extremely unusual here. But all those left-hand drive cars are usually like that because they're registered in places where it's required, so they don't have much of a choice. How do I turn on this? I don't understand what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. You double tap it. Hey man, I'm trying to get my first car. This is Raymond Garcia. I want it to be a manual. Do you recommend a Subaru Bug-Eye for $8,000? It's a project car. My friends say not to buy project cars. Hey Instagram, I would not recommend a project car as your first car unless if you don't need to drive right away. It's just my thing. It's just my 2 cents on it. A project car is cool. I don't necessarily think you should have one as your first car, though. Well, I like the exterior, but it's a D-badge BMW. Are we talking about the new A90 Supra? Yeah, A90 Supra. I'm happy that it's kind of become popular, but I don't think I'd ever own one. I just don't like the way it looks when it comes right down to it. Is right-hand drive better than left-hand drive? Neither one is better than the other. It's just what you're used to. You know. What'd you get? I just bought my first car, KG. It's a Renault. Got it for practical reasons, though. Intending on saving on a 180 SX. So that'd be cool. Where are you located to do that? Are you in the US? Because that'll be neat. What do you think about making the Fast and Furious 1 Mitsubishi Eclipse hood carbon fiber wrap? Craig said it's better to make a carbon fiber wrap because only the Hero 1 car had a real carbon hood. I think, you know, the hood was painted black anyways. Like, could you even see the carbon fiber on the Fast and Furious 1 Eclipse? I don't see the point. I feel like just keeping the stock hood and just painting that black or wrapping that black is more than enough. Bala1722 on Instagram says he's watching from India. Hello. In AE86 2JZ swapped. I don't even know the engine in the original AE86. I don't know what engine that has. What's your least favorite part of the car community? The fact that we argue about stuff all the time. I think that's pretty bad. Hello. I'm in the UK. We get 180s for about 10 to 15,000 already in the country. That's not too bad. That's not horrible. You got the SR20 already in there. The only thing is that I got the impression that insurance for younger people in any kind of car is pretty bad. So be ready to be ready to be shaken down for all your cash. Where am I going? Which is better, K car or Suzuki Cappuccino? I don't know about the Mazda AutoZam. I don't know what that looks like, but the K car is kind of neat. Suzuki Cappuccino is funny, but I think the K car. I think I'd probably go with the K car most likely. It's a 4AG in the A86. Gotcha. Only in light because I went to Branson and saw the Hero 1 car. Seen other reps and they are carbon fiber. Is the Hero 1? Wait, where's the Hero? Is the Hero 1 car in Branson? Branson's not that far from me. Hold on. Are we talking about at the Celebrity Car Museum? Is that car actually the Hero 1 car there? Because when I was there, I saw a car and I thought it was the stunt car. At least y'all guys at US get cars like the Audi RS7. We don't get it here. We import them and it's not like they're dirt cheap. SR20 or B16A? I don't know. Depends on what I'm putting it in. Honda B16, Nissan SR20. My phone is struggling to maintain a connection. What do you think of the Celica GT4 WRC edition? Only 1,500 made. That'd be interesting. The Celica kind of got forgotten a little bit. So a special version of that would be neat. If you had a V8 car, what would it be? E92 M3 is the first one I think of right away. Or a McLaren 570 or a McLaren 650 are the two ones I think of right away. What are your thoughts on the Suzuki Swift? It's an all right car. How much horsepower is my BMW making? This car makes 333-ish horsepower at the crank. It'll be at 360 with all the CSL stuff. What do I think of wide body Hakuska? I think those cars are beautiful. We're going to take one last look at the E46 M3. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful machine, and we're going to head back inside. Keep bringing on the questions. Oh, it is there. That's funny. Can I, what? What kind of a question is that? Can you drive with your hand taped to the left hand taped to the wheel? Maybe. What's your thoughts on the E90 335i? I think it's a cool car. That would be like an N54. Oh, hello. What's going on up here? Everything okay? Hey, BB. Oh. All right, we got. Do you think swapping M3 E92 V8 into E46? Yes, that is the plan. At some point, that's a question from the Instagram Live. All right. I've seen the Hero 1 Eclipse in Branson, Missouri Museum. Even Craig Lieberman knows it's in Branson. Worth going. Well, I've been to that museum. I didn't know they had the Hero 1 car there. But that's cool. That's very cool. All right. Next. If you want to take a look at the Celica GT4, Follow my friend down south JDM. The car is scary fast with full bolt-ons. Okay. Thoughts on the 400Z? I'm excited for it. I hope it does well, and I hope it looks good. They need to change the appearance just a little bit, but I am excited for it. Oh, man. The Instagram Live is it's not working well. What is my first car? My first car is a 2015 Subaru WRX, which was replaced by the M3, as we all know now. If the 400Z makes 400 horsepower, that'd be cool. It's supposed to have a turbo V6. Is it a twin turbo V6? VR30, right? That'd be very cool. It's going to be a heck of a tuning platform. There are so many good cars out there, and a lot of cool new cars coming too. V6 twin turbo? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. The Instagram Live keeps losing its connection. Also, what are the Windows you used? I've only ever used Windows 8 and Windows 10. For the longest time as a kid, I used Apple stuff, and then I really wanted to go Windows so I could do more gaming stuff. Because gaming on Mac is just not a thing. Do you think French cars being banned in the US is stupid? They being banned? How do I feel about Audis, A4, S4, RS4 Avants? I think Audis are cool. Audis are very cool. Yeah, Audis are very cool. I like the Audi RS3, the Audi RS4. The Audi RS7 is cool, obviously. The Audi R8. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of cool stuff. Hello. What is my favorite car movie? My favorite car movie. Oh gosh. Let's exclude the Fast and the Furious because otherwise, let's exclude the Fast and the Furious because those are the obvious choices. If we were to go with just like car movies, I think it'd actually be Ford versus Ferrari or something along those lines. That movie didn't do very well, but Ford versus Ferrari I think would be very cool as a number one. Because I like the story they told, and I think more movies telling stories like that would be neat, but I don't think many studios will take on the project because it didn't make a whole lot of money. The Ford versus Ferrari, I can check. They made $225 million, and their budget was only $97 million. And so, making only $100 million, it's a lot of money to us, but to a company like that, I don't think it's that great. My E46 M3 is an SMG. It is the SMG 6-speed. SMG is very cool. It's a lot of fun to drive. Will I ever buy an Evo 9? No. Not unless if I want to have headaches. Those cars break too often. Evo 10 is a cool car. I wanted that as my first car a while back, a long time ago. Who here remembers that BMW made an April Fool joke that they made a BMW pickup truck? I don't remember that at all. If I had a hot hatchback, what would it be? None. I think I'd walk. I don't think I'd want a hatchback. I'm not a big hatchback person. Unless if we can call the Supra a hatchback. Otherwise, I'm riding a bicycle. Which American race car do I like the most? Ford GT40, Ford GT. The C8R is a very neat car. Seems to be pretty capable. Other than that, I'm not sure. Not a whole lot of options. Do you need help, sweetie? You're in the chair. Hi, baby. Hi. I'm just live. I'm just doing a Q&A. Do you need me?
No.
You're good? Are you tired? Yeah. Hi, baby. In terms of American race cars, yeah, unless if there's a Mustang race car out there. I like the Super Snakes. The new GT500 is cool. Has a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Ah! Ah! I am weird.
Mm-hmm.
AK Throwaway E96. It was new. I thought it was still a good idea, so I made one for E93. Remember the Subaru? What are you doing? What car do you recommend as a first project car? How do you recommend a project car to someone? What do you want to do with it? Like, it's a project car is a pretty big endeavor. It's kind of hard to recommend anything because it's always going to be expensive and time consuming. Favorite GT3 endurance car? Probably the E4. Hi.
Hey.
Hey, Charger Ford. It's going pretty good. Hi. Oh. I got smacked. Favorite Mustang generation? 69 Mustang, 429 Boss. Hi, baby. Not as big of a fan of Camaro, but I do like the new Z28 Camaro. If I missed anything here? Nope. You know, Subaru and Toyota are partnered back then, like 2011. Yeah. Thank you. You're so cute. You're the best. Have you heard about the cease and desist letters being sent to a variety of car owners in North Carolina about their pavement proclivities? What does that mean? Pavement? What's up, baby? Subaru and Toyota. I just want to go back to setting goals for a 180SX Type X. Do you want me to pause and come help you? Hello? Okay, bye. Am I excited about Need for Speed 2022, or am I angry that it got delayed for a shooting game? I'm not angry. I'd rather them take their time. I wouldn't care if it took them until 2023 to finish and release this game, because I'd have more faith in it being good. But it would also be extremely disappointing if it was terrible. Apparently, law enforcement did a huge operation where 60-plus cars were recently taken in after illegal street racing, reckless driving claims, etc. Pretty Wow. Wow. That's pretty bad. The new Audi RS3, is that even out? It's the 2022 Audi RS3. There's no pictures of it yet, really. Like there's the S3, but Audi RS3 isn't quite here yet. I agreed on the please make the games good front to be sure. What new gimmick do I think Fast 10 will bring if it gets made? We know it's getting made. My joke is that they're going to have time travel because it feels like they've already traveled back in time anyways. Time travel. Easily. Definitely. Absolutely. Time travel. Is Cappuccino the most lightweight production car? The lightest production car it ever made. Let's see. We have a list here. (1986 to 1998) Citroen AX. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry, a phone call interrupted the live. 1971 to 1973 Clan Crusader. So far, we've had 640 kilograms, 615. 1962 Lotus Elan, 584 kilograms. 1959 Mini, 580. Morgan Freewheeler from 2020, 524. Caterham 7, 2020, 500 kilogram. 1964 to 1968 De Tomaso Valle Lunga, 500 kilograms. 1957 to 1975 Fiat 500, 500 kilograms. 2012 to 2020 Renault Twizy, that's horrible, 450. 1991 to 1998 LCC Rocket, 386 kilograms. Okay, some cars are out there that are pretty light. Do I know Most Wanted 05 will never get remastered due to licensing? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. And are you angry about it or just rather buy the Xbox 360 port or remaster yourself on PC? I think they should just remaster the game and just add a new car roster. Why not? Like, try to keep as many of the original cars as possible. But, you know, I don't know. What I think they should do is they put the game on the Origin store so that people can digitally buy it and download it. Because people constantly ask me, where'd you get this game? How'd you download it? And all that sort of stuff. And I go, guys, I own the physical copy of these games because they're not online anywhere. And I need to have I needed to have the discs just in case I need any of the files ever again. Oh, man. What's another racing game I like that's not Need for Speed? Forza is fun. Street Racing Syndicate. I'd probably go to that more often than Forza. Burnout 1. I haven't played that in a long time, but I did play it on this channel, and it was funny. Did you try Need for Speed Most Wanted, Redux mod, Redo? There's 132 cars and Xbox 360 graphics. I have not tried it. The FC RX-7 is the cheap Dorito car under 10K or something. Underrated car. That is an underrated car. It won't be forever. Pro Street and Carbon was actually, but they got delisted in 2010 and 2013 due to licensing. Well, that's just dumb. That's just dumb. Ah. Do you watch car-related animes or read a manga about cars? No, not really. We got Tari Bolt asking 350Z or 370Z. I kind of want to go 350. Both are fine, but I think I'd rather go 350. Maybe the Hulk and Captain America should be featured in Fast 10. That wouldn't be all outlandish at this point. They can all get into the time machine they made there and make a difference once again. The work is done. It always will be. I don't watch Initial D. What else should we cover? I'm still trying to work on. Did you ever get a look at Racing Destruction Set? Super old school, but man, wish they'd come with something like that. It was essentially Racetrack Tycoon for the Commodore 64. That sounds fun. Have you ever heard of the Nissan Pulsar GTIR? Yes, I have. Sean has had a few for sale in the past. G.I. Joe Fast and Furious. I think G.I. Joe is more tame than the Fast and the Furious. They continued it with MC Ghost, but Takumi is Takumi. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. So I just want to. I'm not sure. Need a little help here. I don't know. People who are watching in the Instagram say I and all that sort of stuff. Because I want to quickly pose a question to you guys. And I'll open my spreadsheet for the E46M3. Because here's the tricky thing right now. I feel you in your Underground series. I don't get why it's like that, but Underground 2, rubber banding is more common, so brace yourself when you jump into it. Oh, I've played Underground 2 multiple times, and it's less frustrating. Help me figure out what parts to get next for the E46M3. Right now, we've got SMG software. We've got a carbon airbox, carbon velocity stack, CSL guide tube and dipstick, M3 CSL air filter, Rogue Engineering, Section 1 straight pipe. What's next? And, I feel like I know what things to get next. So here are a couple of the possible things, you guys. We could do more engine mods and get the rest of the CSL stuff, CSL camshafts, and tune the car with a factory BMW CSL tune and make about 360 horsepower. We could get CSL headers and get the side exhaust. Maybe. We could get the carbon GTR wing. We could get the wheels. Or we could do the body kit next and paint it and have that be done. Or we could put the air suspension on the car. I don't really know what to get next. I don't know. So anyone in the Instagram chat, any ideas on what would be cool? It's just tricky because, each mod is pretty expensive. So if I go, let me go to the spreadsheet for you guys, and I'll tell you. So the GTR body kit that we'll be getting from 2M Auto Works is like $9,000 to $10,000. Waiting for a quote on the wing. The Section 2 side exit is $4,500. My E46 is a SMG. CSL headers, $1,400, not including shipping straight from Germany because that's where we have to get all of it from. CSL camshafts. That's $2,400 without shipping from Germany. Am I missing anything? I don't have the suspension quoted on here or the brakes or anything like that. or what it would cost to paint it. But that's what I'm trying to figure out. When you move the phone to the left, no, sorry. Add the BMW dark blue, light blue, and red stripes. What? What livery is that? Fuel cell? I don't think I'm going to have a fuel cell. Are you considering making your M3 for competition events? No, it's more of a street car. It's not going to be a race car. Lexus SC 300 has a 2JZ, but no turbo. It costs less than 10K. Easily turbo that and build that up. I think that'd be cool. That actually would be a really cool car. Oh man. Oh, what else is there? Before I go and make sure my wife isn't going insane trying to put the car seat in her car. Will I street race it? No, probably not. It's not a fast car. It's not like a car that I can really street race with. It's more just a fun car, that I can take to curvy roads and take to shows and stuff and make people happy. And make myself happy. But yeah. Cams, body kit, wing. I don't know what to do next. I'm currently working on the Alpha N tune for the car so that we can run the carbon air box. But yeah. Let me check and see if open again. Motorsport. I don't know what their business hours are. It's fine. Oh geez. So I'm not a massive, I wouldn't say I'm a massive Johnny Depp fan, but are you guys aware of what's happening with him? Because it's horrible. That is horrible stuff. It feels like it's been going on for 3 or 4 years. Well, a lot longer than that, but for him. For us, it's been a lot shorter. Good grief. Razor stealing my car. No. Least favorite part of the R34? The price. Will I get the rims first? That's a good point. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to end the stream there. It's been an hour. Thank you for the Q&A. It's been a lot of fun. I'm going to use Michelin's on most of my cars. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'm going to end it here. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.